All right. I hope I am like streaming not upside down or sideways. If somebody would put it in the comments if I'm wrong, let me know. All right. I have this board. I do have these on my website. This size is going to be out because I need to take that out of my inventory. If you go ahead and order one before I do this workshop, I'll just buy something somewhere else for now. But this is one of the Iron Orchid blanks that we have. They're nice. We do have an arched one. You can get these other places as well. And I love these. Anytime you can find these, we're going to do the fall. Now we're going to do a winter look on this side with a paint inlay so I can show you how to do that. And then on this side, we're going to do a pumpkin fall. So they're still going to be able to put this. This is my workshop for November 14th. So they're still going to be able to put this out and use it for years, regift it or whatever. So they're still going to enjoy this for a little bit. And then we're going to be able to flip it over and have the winter look. So this is a good project. So this is my next workshop and I need to make up the prototype. So I thought, well, I'll do that on the live with you since I missed my live spot yesterday. I will say I'm in a playlist for holiday decorating tonight. Mine is at 8:05 and there's like 21 other people participating. So if you want to grab your popcorn and have we're going to do it tonight and tomorrow. It starts at 5:15 tonight. You can look in the my post and see the link for that. I'll try to remember to post it here too. So let's get started. So for our paint inlay, we are going to go ahead and get started on this with a coat of vintage linen. It is a really great white in the DIY paint. Normally you would put your base coat on and let that dry, and then you put your paint inlay in your second coat of wet paint. But I am going to see if I can get away with just doing it all in one step. Oh, one thing I will say, let's do the edges first. I need to write the steps down on my huge chalkboard in here so they can look up and follow along if I'm busy with a student. So there's one person watching. I would love if you'd comment if I'm streaming the correct way. It was saying, don't rotate your phone, and I think I'm right. I guess the tutorial would still go even if it is streaming the wrong way. And you know what? I can't see comments on here. Shoot, I needed my iPad on to be able to see comments. Okay, this is super dry wood. So you can take your water bottle and mist it and make it kind of flow better on that. Okay, so do your edges first. Vintage linen is just a really, really good white. It's like white swan's probably our brightest white. This has it's knocked down a little bit with a grayish tone, I would say. Our tarnished pearl is what they say a perfect farmhouse white, if you'd want that. But on these little crafting projects that are kind of small, I just don't feel like you can go wrong with any of them. The tones are going to blend with whatever home decor you have. I'll have to go back and read comments if you guys have any questions later. I should have pulled up my iPad to try to read comments along. I'll get in the groove of this one of these days. I'm so used to the Facebook world and I had that down. But I don't really do, I am a YouTube. That's where I'm investing my time and energy and building my community. I have a local community on my Facebook, and I do appreciate that. So I do post things there, but this is where I'm putting the bulk of my content. So my Friday video was late last week. I think I put it up on Sunday or Monday, I don't know. And this Friday's is going to be early because we're in a collaboration. So the Friday video is going to be tonight at 8:05. Okay, so we've got, I am going to dry that just a little bit. And then I'm going to put a healthy coat of another because the paint inlays have to be in wet paint. Oh, hang on, let me do the little, you know how you have to reset this when you plug these blow dryers in? Okay, there we go. Let me show you. I'm just using for my prototype, I'm going to let them use the other more wintry looking ones. This is, I don't even know what this one is, but it was just like scrapped up in my drawer. So I'm going to use this for my background of the paint inlay. Oh, this is like got no strength here. I do still have some of these. This is the Gloria, I believe, on my website. These are one and done. If you don't get these when they come out at the holiday release, they're done, usually. Okay, good enough. Now, so pretend like that dried for really good, let's say. And then we're going to go ahead and put a second coat because you want it wet. The paint inlay has to go down into a wet paint. You can use a decoupage medium, but you don't get several uses out of it like you do with paint. And you can't let it dry on there for weeks or months before you go back and remove the paint inlay. I don't know who has the patience to wait that long anyways, but you can do that with paint, but you cannot do that with your top coat. You kind of got to watch, and it's off label to use a decoupage medium. So, it's kind of gambling, but I've had really great success. And usually when it doesn't come off like I want, like in my video tonight, I like that look, so I'm okay with it. So we do want that pretty thick and wet. And my DIY paint brand dries so fast. Sometimes I go ahead and give it a little mist. Okay, now what I would suggest doing, you can do the front or back, it doesn't matter, but I like to open up the pores of this paint inlays by just giving a little mist. Okay, we'll just go ahead and make sure that's, you don't want it too wet. That's why I use a mister bottle. It doesn't dump a lot of water on there like a spray bottle does. Okay, let's do this. And the grid lines help you to line it up, but I kind of wish they would go away with that because then you can use it for decoupage medium. Now on certain paint inlays, I like to, in my video, I like to wrinkle it up because then it creates texture and depth. And especially if I would have had that painted like black under there and then put my wet coat that this goes into in the top coat, then when you kind of wrinkle it up and you pull it off, it shows it that color under there. Okay, this is a damp sponge. Again, I was too lazy to go get that for my video, and my project wasn't the greatest success. It ended up being, it just took a few more steps to get there. So you want to make sure you make contact because that is artist grade paint on the paint inlay, and you want to make sure you got the right side down. You think that wouldn't be hard to see, but it actually is kind of hard to tell. So you kind of do like this to make sure you got good contact. You can take a brayer. This is the key with paint inlays. You don't want to push really hard. You don't want to roll the brayer really hard because you'll push the paint out and it won't work as good. So you just kind of, gentle a little bit. Do I have these birds? I think whatever this is, I have it upside down. Okay, that's okay. I'm going to fill that little gap in. I usually just leave mine instead of cutting them because they're easier to store and use a second time. Again, on my project tonight in my video, I realized I had used decoupage medium on part of it, and I couldn't tell because it was decoupage medium, and some of my paint and lay didn't come off as good then either. Now I could carry that around to the side with these lips, and I do normally love to do that, but today we're not, because we're going to do a winter scene on the other side, so I just kind of want it neutral on the side. Actually, this is the winter scene, and the other side's going to be the fall. Okay, now let me see what I got here. I think I had this image upside down. Like I said, I don't even remember which paint inlay this is. It's out of my scrap drawer. Oh, yep, I had it upside down. So this must be like a kind of a arbor or something. Here's a little, oh, that's cute. That's kind of, oh, look at that. Okay, well, I'm not going to use that because I don't want to. Let me see what else I got. Do I have any other? You know what? I just might leave that. I'll do this right here. I'm going to put some of this on here. I don't want to ruin that image, and I can't get it all on there, so we're going to save him for later. So he's still kind of wet. Now that I've waited so long, let's go ahead and just put some more liquid on here because it might be too dry, because you do want it in wet paint. And then you want to make sure you got the right side down. And then we're going to just do, just want a little bit there. Okay, so then we're going to take the wet sponge, make contact. Okay, now I'm going to dry that a little bit. Oh, wait, now you want to spray it. I could have sprayed this and then did the sponge too, so because this will help it to make contact. So we're going to spray. You can do this with a damp rag, a brayer, whatever, but you do want it wet. You can make these images splice together and match like wallpaper. If you're new, I would get one that's not so intricate to get started practicing. Okay, we're going to dry this a little bit more, and then I'm going to just flip it over, and we're going to work on the winter scene. The fall scene, sorry. Keep getting that one. This is actually going to have a snowflake on it. This does not look wintry at all. I'm just using my scraps for my prototype for my workshop. And let me entertain you with, this is going to be, okay, this is an improper resin pour. It's kind of, look, I stirred him too vigorously. So we're going to put that on the inside over there. I've got some snowflakes that we're going to put on top of this. Maybe not. That really looks like crap. I don't know. Well, we're going to show you how to do a paint inlay anyways. I can't wait to do the other side because I'm going to use the portobello, and I've never used it before. We're going to put red down and put that brick. Look at that. I have dollhouses, so I can't wait to use that. Okay, I feel like that's dry enough to turn it over and it'd be okay. Okay. I think I actually go ahead and cut this off. Just to make it handle a little easier. Okay, so we're going to let that dry while we work on this side. I'm going to do red in here, and we are going to do barn quilt in the one step. Jamie Ray curated this vintage. But you do have to really make sure you stir the binders up from the bottom with this paint. This is a really good red. It's not too bright and it's not too dark. It is a really good holiday red. And I will not have to put a sealer on this. If I wanted to put a transfer or something over it and I dried it, it would go right on there without a sealer. So that's really nice. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on this. I'm going to do the edges black. I may not get all this done today. I will say I contaminated this paint by dipping in instead of pouring out to bowl, and it stinks. But once it's dry, you will not be able to smell that, and it does not hinder the paint doing its job. And to move this along, I could put some Mr. Spray bottle of water on here because this wood is so dry, it's just sucking it up. Okay, it's one coat. Sometimes the one step does take a little bit more, like 2.5 coats to cover. Come out of there. New brush, and I forgot to flick the bristles out. Yeah, I can't wait to see this. I've never used it. So do you see how it's got where I can hopefully match and get that, where they meet up? We'll see. Okay. Let's push through these steps and get the second coat on. Oh. When you get a new brush, take it and do like this before you paint with it. I forgot to do that. That's called, I don't remember if it's called seasoning it. It's called getting the loose bristles out. That's what it's called. Oh my word. Second coat goes on much easier because the first one was so porous. This is a self-leveling paint, so it is really good if you wanted to paint your kitchen cabinets with it with a more of a factory finish. This will self-level. It is so amazing. You can put it outdoors as well. Okay, let's dry that a little bit, and then we're going to look and see where our paint inlay is on the other side. Pull it off, I hope. I'm going to give us a little quick start here. Okay. This is so satisfying pulling this paint inlay off. Does not feel like it's dry enough. If you're watching on the replay, which is live right now, fast forward, fast forward, fast forward. I watch a lot of YouTube in high speed too, just because of time's sake. Okay, well, we're going to try this. It may not be dry enough. So what you do is you wet it down. We're just going to be right here and see if it's going to be dry enough before I go on. Let it set for about 30 seconds or so. I usually can never wait that long, but oh, it did so good. Get ready for this. Look at that. Look how intense that is. That is artist's grade paint right there. So this will need to be sealed. And when you seal it with wax or a water-based top coat, you can take 50-50 water-based top coat and water and spray it to let it kind of set, or do a clear spray can sealer, or you can just very lightly brush. Just don't go back and forth or you'll reactivate the paint. So let's go ahead and wet this down because it looks like it's going to work. Taking it off camera a little bit to, okay. I have red on my hands. Hang on. From the other side. And then you want to lay this upside down so it can dry and you can reuse it up to 2 more times. Oh, guys, if you haven't tried the paint inlays, what are you waiting for? Look how good this is. Oh, so satisfying. Look at that. And look how much paint's still left over there to do it. Okay. So let me lay this over here real quick to dry. Look at that. Okay. Let me dry that a little bit so I can. I'm not going to seal it on camera here. I just want to dry it enough to be able to turn it over and finish our other side. Okay. Get this little top of my mount so it'll be clean. I use those mount toppers for the stamps for all sorts of paint palettes. They're awesome. Okay, let's do some black here, which I should have done the one step black, which is anvil, and then it would be sealed too, but it's okay. We're gonna just, let me get a different brush. I do sell brushes, but I don't have a lot of artist brushes. I get 2 of these for under $4 at Walmart. I'm really enjoying them. Now this has got a little golden ticket in it, but that's okay. Oh, I forgot to be careful here because, you know, we're having a two-sided scene here. So one was going to be fall and one was winter, but my paint transfer scrap is kind of weird for winter. So I don't know, I might do something different with it. But the workshop people are going to do a snowflake on theirs. A couple of snowflakes, actually, that I have precasted. Okay, where's my little bowl? Yes, I'm using a pink. I get these at the thrift store, and they're so stinking cute. I just like my dishes to be fun and cute, even while I'm painting. Look what I did. No, no. Black is unforgiving. This is so good for me to do this because I'm practicing. I'm making the prototype for my workshop, and I can know what to have them watch out for, which is right here. I give everybody a lot of artistic freedom in my workshop, so they kind of freelance it. I give them a guideline and then they freelance it, which gets a little chaotic because of that. It's hard to lead the class like that sometimes, but it's just so fun. I don't want to be tethered, so I don't have them tethered. And it's usually, I don't have a huge group, so right now I can still get away with letting them do that. If I ever did a really big group, I'd probably have to say, you've got 3 colors to pick from. We're doing this one mold. We're doing this one but it's wild in here sometimes because everybody's doing their own thing. But people have come to my workshops enough now that they're kind of like, oh yeah, we'll run back there and get that instead of us getting a form because we're helping somebody else. I do kind of like to pour the paint just because they don't understand how far this paint goes. So a lot of it will get wasted if I don't pour it. They'll be pouring it to paint the side of a house. And then it's, a waste. So I'm not loving this black with this, but I think once I do the black brick stamp right here, I'm going to do that next, it'll kind of soften it. Right now it's so harsh. It looks like a dark, moody winter scene instead of a... Oh, wait, this is... I keep getting which one is winter and which one's fall. This one's going to be the winter. Okay, good enough. None of my prototypes are ever perfect because I'm usually just moving along. Okay, let me dry that a little bit. This is just such the most smoothest paint ever. I love it. Okay, now when you stamp, you want to stamp on a flat surface or your ink will not go on there correctly. Now, like I said, I've never used this one. I can take this off of the mount because I do kind of want to get up close. You know what? I think I will. Okay. I usually always leave a stamp on the mount if I can. This is going to be so cute, I hope. I can't wait to try this on my little doll houses. You can roll out clay. I plan on my doll houses, my miniatures. I plan to roll out some joint compound and then stamp into it the impressed versions because you can make things look embossed. Okay. Let's see, which side do I want? Does it matter? I don't think it matters. Okay. Okay, first time for me to use this. I have no idea how this is going to go. Another reason I like the mount on the back is your fingers just slide across. Since this is rubber, you kind of have to just tap. I'm going to get this brush and use it kind of like a brayer. Hope this works. Oh, it is so cute. That is so cute. Oh my goodness, look at that. So now, see how it left you where you can do that? So I'm going to try to fit that in there. Let's see. Let's see how good I can do here. This is from the Portobello. It has the best ever elements. It's like a 2-page stamp. Oh my goodness, there's so much in it. Let me show you. I haven't even used it yet. Oh, I just seen something so cute. Look at this. Look at these little clothes. That'd be cute in a laundry room. Look at this. It's got a bakery. Has like water or mermaid tails and these little guys. I could put that. Oh man, I am so going to go hard on this. And then the other sheet where I got that one from, I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is right here. This is the other sheet to the Portobello, guys. This is so good. Look, you got a rock, a bicycle. I can't believe I haven't used this. Look how cute this is. All right, let's see if I can do this here. Okay, see if I can match it. It'll just look like I hired bad bricklayers if I don't get it perfect. Okay. Don't push too hard because it is rubber. It's not bad. It looks like the house settled a little bit, but that's okay. Now, this will be the challenge right there. I'm not exactly sure how that's going to go. We'll just see right now. Okay. Oh, I just figured out a way I can do this that helps. Yep. There's a little trick I can do. I need a piece of paper, and I will block some of this off. So we'll do, let's see, we'll do like, will that work? And then we'll do, let's see, and I probably should do a piece of paper up that way. Let's do this. Okay. Oh, the paper didn't help, but I could have stamped it that way where it would have went on that and not. Okay, and then you got to just kind of stick it into the crease real good. Who knows? This could look terrible, but let's just see. Okay, what do we got here? What do we got here? We got imperfection, but it's going to be cute. It definitely gives the look. And what you could do to get that kind of stuccoed over where the stucco plaster comes off and some of the brick shows through, you could put some random torn tape on here so that it doesn't stamp completely, or ink parts of it and not the other parts. Yeah. So those are a couple of different ways to get that look. Okay. Ugh. Am I going to finish this all the way down? I'm faster now because I got the feel of it. Guess I'm going to bricklay this one. Now I wish I would have done the skip technique. So how I could have done it, one way I do the skip technique is I do this on big stencils and stuff too. I would tear like, say this, and just randomly put some here and there, and then you stamp over it and it skips it. I call it skip technique. I don't know if anybody else calls it that. I made that up, I feel like. Okay. Let's keep going here. This looks bad, just paint back over it. My goodness, just paint. Okay, let's see which way. Is it this way I had it? And I can always kind of sand. Oh, I like how that did that. See how that didn't get a good impression there? I like that. So, like I said, this is my first time using this one, and I'm learning a few things here that I could do differently. But anyways, after this dried, because the ink does take 24 hours to dry, of course, we're not taking that long today. You can spray it with some spray paint that's clear and move along. Or after it's completely dry, oh shoot, I scrunched that up, for 24 hours, then you can sand it a little bit, make it a little bit more forgiving on the imperfectness of it. I'm still loving it. It still mimics the look of brick. Still loving it. Okay, and then here we're going to just do this to kind of just protect that a little bit. Okay, see how that did that? Oops. And then we're going to pull that off. Yep, did just what I wanted it to. Put it right there. Another thing, you want to ink your thing on a flat surface, and you want to pour your castings on a flat surface, or they are wonky and not flat backed. Oh shoot, I just realized something I didn't do, but anyway, okay. Not here, it was something else. Okay. So now I'm just gonna ink this side. Oops, because I don't need that whole thing inked. Well, I could have done that. Okay, that's all right. We're just gonna do it like this. Okay. All right. I don't think it's bad for my first time. So we got a little brick wall looking thing, and where is our snowflakes? One snowflake. This snowflake mold is retired because it was a winter, but I think they're still out there somewhere. You could stencil a snowflake if you wanted to. You could print off snowflakes off of your copier machine and cut around it and do decoupage, but look at that. And I'm going to put these need to be painted. And I think I want to put a little sign probably on some torn paper like this. You don't have to. You could put it on a conservatory label or something. I don't really like this because this looks too close to this and it looks sloppy. I think I like more of a square one, but I want to put "Let It Snow," or you can write in white letters, "Let It Snow" up here. So this is just a start of my prototype for our workshop. So here can be the winter scene. These need to be painted. I was going to put some gold on top of them or some glitter. And then this side will be another scene. This should be, I just wanted my workshop people to use the, Christmas ones, and I didn't have a lot of them, so I just used something odd. So this really doesn't make a lot of sense with winter, but okay, that's all I have for you today. Be sure and watch at 8:05 tonight, Central Standard Time, for my live. But our holiday playlist is starting at 5:15 tonight. I'm going to find the link and I'm going to put it in the comments if you want to watch the holiday playlist. There's 22 of us starting tonight and then going through tomorrow. It'll be really fun. And guess who? Out of 22 people forgot the memo. I don't have one holiday thing on there. I blanked out when I filmed it. I just started filming real quick, and we had heard about it 2 months ago, and then we had a mandatory meeting last night. I was like, I didn't do holiday. I'm just like that on stuff though. I'm non-traditional. I have a store, so you'd think I'd decorate for the seasons. I'm terrible. I just don't get it done. Okay, thanks for watching, and we will see you tonight on my YouTube video. My Friday's video is tonight. Goodbye.